In this video, we will discuss the executive stress and how total wealth management concept or the approach can contribute towards managing executive stress. Now, the total wealth approach, one of the major aspects is to move away from monetary goals only environment to monetary and non-monetary environment. So in other words, success, achievement, etc. measured in terms of not only money. So that's the core of this approach. So what is it then? So there's a broader definition of wealth that we believe will reduce anxiety and reduce stress. Let's delve into it. So the total wealth management approach measures success in terms of total wealth, financial wealth, as well as non-financial wealth. In doing so, it will introduce some balance to our lives. So, what are the specifics? It removes the pressure to maximize financial metrics alone. So you don't look at life through the prism of finance only. It validates investments of time and energy into health, family, and recovery. So which is very important. Reducing internal conflict between professional success and personal well-being. Stress very often stems from this conflict, the professional success and personal well-being. Bringing those two things together is the key to balanced life. So by recognizing that overinvestment in material or financial assets can actually diminish overall value. So executives are encouraged to make decisions that lower stress rather than intensify it. So by moving away from purely monetary goals and embracing the other aspects of life, the stress is reduced. So let's look at these other aspects. The way we look at it is physical wealth, internal or spiritual wealth, family wealth, and financial wealth. So by bringing those four areas together, we create a balanced approach, and we call this the total wealth quadrant, which is explained elsewhere. The other major step is to move away from work-life balance. We know what work-life balance is, and there's a lot of articles and seminars on this. But we believe one should move from work-life balance to work-wealth balance. Work-wealth balance. That means not only financial wealth, but also what we call total wealth. And that is the key to reducing stress. So, framing work as one contributor to total wealth, not the competitor. Allowing high work intensity during certain life phases without guilt. For example, when you are a young executive, you may have to work long hours, and you should recognize it. So long as total wealth remains balanced across the life cycle, providing a coherent framework to justify trade-offs rather than relying on ad hoc or emotionally driven decisions. So the keyword trade-offs is very important here, because we must learn to trade off between alternatives. Alternatives are physical wealth, spiritual wealth, family wealth, and financial wealth. We should be able to trade off one against the other and balance life. The next important thing is to recognize time. Money you can earn, but time you can't earn. So time is the scarcest, most valuable resource, and that we don't recognize very often. Time spent is gone. Time we are experiencing now, this moment, will be gone very soon, and future is unknown. How much time we have? All of us know that we have only a limited time on this earth. So, encouraging intentional allocation of time to high-value activities. Again, high-value activities do not mean only financial value activities. Financially high value. High-value activity could be attending a school function for your child. So the high value should be recognized beyond monetary value. Making overload and constant urgency as wealth erosion. Is the executive overload and constant urgency is common, and that manifests as a visible wealth erosion. Supporting decisions to eliminate low-value commitments without guilt. See, if we want to manage time effectively, we must recognize the low-value activities or low-value commitments without guilt. And you need to eliminate them or do away with them. So executives often experience stress from invisible time leakage from low-value events or commitments. So explicitly, time should be valued and time should be allocated to high value. Once again, high value, not only in monetary terms. The mind, a calm mind, is a prerequisite for balance in total wealth, or the other way around. A balanced mind in total wealth will be a calm mind. The materials explicitly link reduced stress with a calm mind effect, which improves decision-making quality. So the calm mind will help to make quality decisions, and quality decisions in turn will help you to calm your mind. Panic comes from ad hoc, panicky decisions. Financial anxiety is reduced through structured total wealth balance. So we have total wealth balance sheet, total wealth cash flow. Life and investment decisions are framed probabilistically. You should take the probability of certain things rather than emotionally. It's just like any investment. You calculate the probability of risk, probability of gain, and probability of loss. So that's exactly what we should do with life decisions as well. Executives gain clarity on minimum downside and marginal utility. So you need to manage the minimum downside and marginal utility. See, money has a diminishing value beyond a certain level. Exercise has a diminishing value beyond a certain limit. Eating food will have a diminishing value beyond a certain. So we need to recognize the marginal benefits or marginal utility of each sector or each driver. Now, lower stress is not only an outcome but also a performance enabler, as calmer executives make fewer reactive decisions. Then comes the clarification of trade-offs across life stages. Early stage of life, you might have to spend more time in office to put runs on the board. And mid-career executives will have to focus on family as well more. So you need to learn this trade-off. Transition from peak times to other times and consolidate your total wealth. Making risk visible and manageable, that's another area we need to focus on. Often we do not make risks visible, reducing background anxiety from unmanaged personal, financial, and lifestyle cycle risk. See, unmanaged personal, financial, and life cycle risk. See, financial, personal, and life cycle risk, if they are not managed, they will cause stress. Replacing vague worry with explicit modeling and mitigation. So you don't worry about things, you manage things. Strengthening psychological safety around future uncertainty. So you need to work through future uncertainty, because nothing is certain. So therefore you need to attach probabilities, work through your scenarios in order to manage them. You can't eliminate uncertainty, you can't eliminate risk, you have to manage risk. Now, let's summarize. In a sense, the total wealth approach alleviates executive stress by doing these things. Broadening success beyond money. So success is measured not only in monetary terms. In fact, it's measured in total wealth units. Valuing time and non-financial assets. Family, non-financial assets, children, relationships, health, mental and physical. They are all non-financial assets. Replacing guilt-driven trade-offs with structured balance. Improving clarity, calmness, and decision quality. Aligning ambition with long-term well-being. Now, this is very important. Ambition, ego, objectives, goals, everything. You need to balance it with well-being. And that's what total wealth approach is all about. That's where the power of total wealth quadrant lies. So that's how we see the total wealth approach, or sees management of stress. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. And more information on joysoftotalwealth.com. And thank you very much for your time. Bye for now.